Hi, ninth graders. Are you out there? Are you out there? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. This is Feeding the Family. I know that this is Wednesday, so you have your third day of your journal. And your third day of your journal is Psalm or Proverbs 23:15 through 18, 15 through 21. So what I want to do today is I want to help you with your three questions. So let's do that. So first of all, let's go to your first question. We're going to be in verses 15 through 16. So we're in Proverbs 23, starting in verse 15. It says, "My son, if your heart is wise, then my heart will be glad indeed. My innermost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right." So the question is, what gives a parent joy? What gives a parent joy? We see that actually in verse 16. Says, "My inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right." And I think what you can do, what you can say is, when do you give your parents joy? Is when your heart speaks truth, when you speak truth. And you can imagine how proud a parent is when in public they see you speaking truth. And so that is your goal. And your goal is you speaking truth. And that brings joy to their heart. Number two, we see in verse 17 through 18, how do you avoid the other side of the fence thinking? How do you avoid the other side of the fence thinking? We see that in verses 17 and 18. I want to read that for you. It says, "Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off." You know, you think about that first part. It says, "Do not let your heart envy sinners." And I know that you see your friends. I know that you see family. I know that you see your acquaintances. You're going, why do they get away with it? Why are they able to just look like they're having fun, and I'm supposed to do what's right? I don't get that. Well, I think one of the things you don't understand, yes, you do see the public having fun and possibly thinking they don't get away with it, but what you don't see is really what they're dealing with privately. And so what Solomon is saying here is not to envy them, not to have an other side of the fence kind of thinking, but instead, look at what he says. He says, specifically in verse 18, he says, at the end of 17, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely a future hope for you. I want to make 2 points. Number one, to be zealous for the Lord, to have almost an otherness for the Lord, have what other people are not even doing, but you having a zealousness to be about the Father's business. And number two, as we see it is, but surely there is a future hope for you. There's hope for you. He says that because of your zealousness, that you can be assured that the Father is giving a future hope for you. So I want to make sure that you understand that. So zealous for the Lord, surely, number one, having a hope for you. Number two. And the last one is, how do you compare that of setting your heart on the right path to also the ones that drink too much? The ones that drink too much. So we see this in verses 19 through 21. "Listen, my son, and be wise, and set your heart on the right path. Do not join in those who drink too much, and those who gorge themselves on meat." Yeah, I know, barbecue and that types of things. But the point that we want to make here is this. How does he compare them? Well, I see that, notice the word set. Verse 19, set your heart on the right path. I think that there is something proactive. I think that God honors the proactive. And so then there is those who basically drink and eat too much. What are they doing? Well, they're laziness. And also they basically are letting other people do it. They're not being proactive. They're letting other things happen to them, and they are not taking responsibility for themselves. So in that sense, I think what Solomon is doing, he is contrasting both the the person that sets their heart on the right path, and also the person who in drinking and eating too much. Well, this is just a few short things I wanted to say about today's assignment. I hope you have a great day, and just know that we love you, and I so much appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Glenn Knutson. This is Feeding Your Family. Bye.